Did you guys hear about the IT guy that loves sour cream? He's a real dip chip expert. I try.
Dual inline pins. Is that what it is?
See, I knew Dabba would know what that was.
What's up, guys? It is time for another AFoOL podcast. We are all here. Jabo is back. This is episode 96. We keep talking about getting close to 100, or well, I keep talking about getting close to 100. I don't know.
It's like 2 months away.
I'm Earl, aka Mardi Gras Man 23. We're in Joey's basement. That is Joey over there. He's BrickTrains. Got his empty drawers that bug me.
Yeah.
Jabo is in his upstairs studio and nice and quiet.
Yeah, no call's going to be coming tonight.
Not on call, huh? 17 hours. Did you watch the video? Did you ever get a chance to watch it?
Yes. Oh, I think I commented on it.
He did.
I watched the whole video. Y'all did a very good job. I was actually on it a lot longer than I remember.
Yeah, there's several people comment about how long you were stuck at work.
Yeah, it was. It was a long
We'll
time.
get there to that. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, well,
Get my show notes ready.
yeah, I was gonna say, let me pull my show notes up. I don't even know if I got it in the show notes yet, but did we see Jason's micro tipper?
Oh yes. Okay, so I put the video on because one of the things I like about the breaking news is because they're longer now. They're going over an hour usually. And so I was on one side of town. I had a long drive ahead of me. And I put it on and I made the drive and and I'm listening to the whole thing. And then like when they got to where they were showing the micro tipper, I'm like, I wanted to pull over and look. And so I was like, I gotta wait till I get. So I listened to the entire video. Then I had to go back and look at it. I just heard them talking about it.
He did a really good job. I love the
did
fact
really
that there's
good
more pieces in the
I know.
micro tipper.
Yeah, more pieces on the micro bill.
That is awesome.
But the best, one of my favorite things is, and I screen recorded it. But when Alex was doing the Star Trek intro, but it was Tipper Truck TV.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, well, I don't have it saved, but it's.
You know he loves it.
The final frontier. These
Oh.
are the shirts of Jabo.
Yes.
It's an ongoing mission to wear a different shirt in every video.
He kept
To
going.
seek out new viewers and new venues to open up Tipper Trucks.
And he's not done.
People only wear shirts like no one would ever wear in their lives.
He said hello when Jason said, "Are you done?"
Yeah, you gotta
So
be.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to get the Star Trek theme, and I'm going to use that and make an intro.
Well, you have that out before this podcast.
Probably not. I'm very slow at doing things. I got a week and a half to work on it. Right?
I think we now have a new intro for your Tipper Truck TV or your shirt a day collage video.
To wear shirts that nobody else would wear.
He's pretty quick witted just to come up with that off the top of his head.
Yeah, that was awesome. Wow.
Yeah, so that was nice. Yeah, so once again, we're right in, not even 5 minutes in our video, and we're already.
Well, one of the things is
section.
because we do these on Wednesdays, so it's kind of like watching theirs as our homework.
Yeah. Yeah, there's comes out on Tuesday.
Yep.
Go check them out, the Breaking News. So we had kind of talked about.
Yeah, this was kind of one of my deals. Now, obviously I'm not going to be able to compare with you guys. I just thought it would be interesting. What are the top 5 sets that came with unique base plates, whether they were raised or they had mud tire tracks with a pond or
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I picked one.
Okay.
But you know what the thing is I didn't bring it up. I didn't.
And I was actually I meant to get some of them and bring up, and I didn't. So we may have to use online images.
'Cause, you know, you guys collect a lot of the vintage sets and boxes. Some of those boxes are made because they have to fit the base plate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I picked an interesting one. Well, here, let me share it. And it's probably going to surprise both of you guys, but I still think it's a pretty cool set. Why is it not one to present? Why do I have trouble with this all the time? Somehow Jason will blame Earl for me not being able to do this. So
Yeah.
there it is. So this is from Pharaoh's Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Now this particular base plate got used in a few sets
With different prints on it.
with different prints. Yeah, let me see.
See that?
Sorry, where is the base plate in this? Oh crud, I did this
Go
wrong.
to parts.
Yeah, I got the part number wrote down somewhere.
There it is, right there. Base plate raised.
Oh, was it? Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, we'd have to look at the 515.
You'd have to go the base number, the
Right.
51542. You said
51542
star.
Yeah,
that's the pro tip for everybody.
Pro tip. So 5 sets with it being in gray. So we had we had the hospital, and then the same police station twice. One with a light brick and one without a light brick.
Yeah.
And
I
then
love when we pull these up and it like joggles your mind and you're like, oh, I forgot about that one.
Well,
and this
for a second there, I thought I didn't have a set with this base plate, but I have this one, the Temple of the Crystal.
Okay,
that's the only set I have with that base plate that I know of.
And this is cool. You know, I like Indiana Jones. I don't have this Indiana Jones set, but I don't know, for some reason I like the Pharaoh's Quest one.
It seems to fit better with the Pharaoh's Quest than it does with the city sets.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the city sets real well.
Yeah.
No, so
yeah.
But it's interesting that they use the same mold, but they have prints on it and the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like one of the earliest raised base plates was the one that was used in the Unitron monorail in black. It was in El Dorado Fortress with water in gray. It was in Kings Mountain Fortress with green. So,
right.
So if you go to I don't know what we'll find the code.
I'm gonna do it the hard way.
Yeah, there it is. 2552.
Okay, so 22552. All right. Oh
wow, there's more varieties. Oh, and I forgot about the Ice Planet. There's Ice Planet too.
Blue one.
Yeah.
And
let's see what sets. Oh, only one set in that.
Yeah. And so it looks like there's 2 that look similar too as well. I think that one looks cool.
Yeah.
The Ice Planet one.
I wonder if that does well under blacklight. Does the Ice Planet stuff?
I don't think their orange is a blacklight orange, but you see, there's the blue one, and then there's this other one with blue water and green stones. So there's a little bit of green in it.
Is that the one you're talking about? This
no,
one?
The one above it.
This one.
No, above that one. That one's got water.
Oh yeah, I see now. I see what you're saying.
But it's got green stones, and the one directly above it has water, but it's got gray stones.
Okay. So what was this set? This was
Rock Island Refuge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So most all of this base plate and these different sets is going to be expensive.
Oh yeah. What do we? Yeah, $9.
Yeah.
That's rock bottom.
That's one that's broken, probably.
Yeah, that's probably a damaged one for that.
Yeah. So I had somebody email me because they got a base plate like this that's got a little bit of warping to it, where it's not bent, but when you set it down on the table, it doesn't lay flat on the table.
Yeah.
And I said, just put a bunch of weight on it for a while, see what happens.
Yeah. See, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, the El Dorado.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
But the base plate that whenever people ask about unique base plates, the first one that I remember standing out to me was the one in the Forceman's River Crossing. It's 6071 is the set number. I don't know the base plate number, but they had the little river.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that bugged me about this base plate is it also has the white dots on it.
Oh, and what
It would
year
have been
was
a perfect base plate. It did not need the white dots.
that? And what year was that?
It's 1990, I
And
think.
it still had the white dots.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was frustrating because there's an
Yeah.
alternate build in the Lego Idea book that came out around this time, and I built the alternate build, but you still see some of the white dots.
The white dots. Yeah, that really is kind of frustrating that having an alternate build too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to cover it up with some little rock pieces or pieces.
Yeah, so that one was I liked it, and I thought about getting multiples of them, but I don't think they line up unless you flip them.
I was gonna say it doesn't look like it
You have
lines
to
up at
flip
all.
them. You had two of them. You had to. No, you can't. No, you could.
No, it doesn't line up. No.
Yeah,
that would be a bad design Lego. Cool base plate, but
yeah. Did you have one that you were thinking of, Earl?
Well, I was trying to figure out what set. There's a road plate, like the road's broken, it has lava in the middle.
That's from the studio set.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's like a whole thing.
It's like 3 different pieces, I think, to make that effect.
Yeah, I mean,
1370 maybe, or 1369.
Oh, this is going to be, this is not going to 13. What'd you think? 1370 was in there, right?
Nope. Okay. Let's go. Just pull up studios. Click on studios right there, but next to Jurassic Park.
Yep. It's going to be it's in the big movie set.
Keep going down. Oh man, I was way off.
Well, there's a bunch of studios.
Yeah, there's all them little single piece poly bags.
See, is it not?
Steven Spielberg Studio. I'm trying to scroll down. My mouse isn't working.
I'm not going as fast as he is.
Oh man,
Where is
it?
Did
you redo page 1 or did you go to page?
Well, because of the number I'm showing, it redid it. So I really think it's this top one. I think it's the main studio set, 1349.
Oh yeah, that is 1349. That's it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, why did we not? I'm so used to seeing this as the box instead of that image. Oh, yeah, it's literally the first one. Welcome to the AFoOL podcast. All 3 of us wear glasses for a reason. Here it is. So it's 3 parts. You got the lava part.
Yeah. Okay, which is a cool little thing. And this thing does not work well at all. Oh no, it gets all hung up on itself.
Yeah, and then you got 2 of these. Now these 2 lock together.
Yeah, to make the road. And then there's a lighter piece. I think it's this here, isn't it?
That's 8x32.
Yeah, there was another piece. I guess maybe it is. It just slides over the top of the base plate, the 32x32. Yeah. It is a cool looking base plate. Yeah.
It's one of those base plates that today, 25 years later, people they find that and they're like, look at this! Whoa, what did this go to?
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's pretty cool.
What's your favorite base plate, people?
Yeah, tell us in the comments.
A green 32x32. What is the first unique base plate?
The first unique base
plate, not monochromatic.
Oh, you mean with like printing on it, or
printing or special patterns on them?
When you said monochromatic, I was going to say the crater plates from the.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that's another classic base plate. That's a good one to put if you're going to make a list of top 5s. I mean, the classic space crater plate. The first
3, 9, 4,
they said didn't even have crater plate. They had brick built craters.
Right. You're exactly right. Yes. 393947A is I gotta reshare. Reshare.
It's coming. We promise you.
It's coming. Here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is
Classic
that the
Lisa.
first? Is that the first raised
That's
base
probably
plate?
the first raised plate. Yeah.
Because that would have been 70. Yes. Well, would it have been 79 or 80?
Yeah, depending.
Because the very first one was the brick built one.
Yeah.
I guess 79 because they're saying this part came out in 79. So.
And then I'm thinking of I think it was it Castle sets or Pirate sets that had the green one that had it's kind
Oh,
of
the
just
water.
like yeah, just like a kind of close to the ones we were just looking at, but it was just like one square or one corner is raised, I think.
Right.
There's Enchanted Island that had. Well, that was more of a bigger one.
I was trying to see what.
But I think I know which was the first road plate.
I was gonna say, was it a road plate? Was the first printed? Then is that what you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a raised one. Oh, the Paradisa.
These
are not in the.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the space one would have been before the Paradisa, but there's the water pattern for the Paradisa. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and they don't line up either. You can't put them side by side.
Yeah, you can't make a
609 is going to be the curve, right? That's
still 1981. I mean,
yeah. So was there a printed one before that?
Yeah, you know what it is.
I probably do. I'm just not. You're gonna have to probably. Oh my gosh!
To do this,
you're in stickers.
It starts with a 0.
It starts with
078. Do 078, and then set.
Oh, set.
Yeah. Roadway base.
Oh.
But Lego probably doesn't officially recognize it since it was not made by.
Yeah, it was a Samsonite one, so
it's a Samsonite.
Yeah. Well, let me show that picture while we're.
Yeah, blow it up there. What year is this?
70.
70. Yeah, first road plate. Yeah. Yep. I don't think you'll find anything before this. You'll have. Well, no, I'm wrong.
1970.
There's like the ferry set had a special base plate.
Well, that was monochromatic though.
Yeah, that's true. But it had a special dots pattern, like there wasn't dots all the way across it.
Well, right.
But it was monochromatic, and so were the little train buildings they made.
But the European ones were, but I don't think all the Samsonite ones.
Okay.
I don't think they did. I think it was very hit or miss with Samsonite, as you know.
Yeah,
very hit or miss.
Quality job 37.
Yeah, at least.
Right behind safety.
Yeah. What, it was the 60s. We weren't worried about safety. So yeah, cool. Yeah,
I was watching the Timeless. I've been watching Timeless, and
right.
They were. I forgot what year they were in. It was there was cars, but it was like I think it was the era of Bonnie. No, it was after Bonnie and Clyde. Anyway, they got in a car and they're like, "You're not going to wear your seatbelt," and he's like, "I'm not a child." The police officer said that.
Not a child.
How many of you laid in the window in the back seat?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Metal dashboards back then. Talk about having a car wreck. It's bam.
Yeah. Laps of the person driving the car.
And you steering?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
The back of a hatchback.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably not the best place to be in a rear end crash.
Especially
the back of pickup trucks.
I've even been in a
trunk. The back of the pickup truck.
I've never been in a trunk, but
yeah. So that's why I could relate to that show Psych, where
Oh yeah.
He was in the back of the trunk. His dad had trained him how to get out of the back of a trunk. Have you ever trapped in the trunk?
Yeah, believe it or not, kids, at one time there wasn't the automatic release cords in trunks.
No.
Yeah.
No. You had to work at it. Oh, so okay, I got a question. I don't normally, and this is not a commentary on the YouTuber I'm getting ready to say. If you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. But I've been watching Brick here lately, especially since he started his new studio.
Watching what?
BrickTsar.
Oh, who's that?
Where is his new studio?
Well, it's a commercial property. I assume somewhere wherever he lives. He lives in Canada, right? So I get my question is would you? I mean, it's his business. He is a YouTuber, like a real time YouTuber. Not that I guess we are. I don't know. We get
He's
paid,
actually making money, apparently.
Well,
right?
it is his job. His primary job. So he is
Does his wife work?
I don't know. I don't know. Mrs. Brixie. That's what he refers to. Well, no, she has a name. I forgot it. Again, this is not commentary on his channel. But he's been doing this whole reno on the new space, which is
he own it?
Is
this like
I think.
Oh,
so, it's a big warehouse. He's going to put a big city in it, and he has like office area that he's got going. And the thing is it's for his YouTube studio and his big layout and everything. And I'm sure people that he knows or fans or whatever are going to be able to come in and get it, but it's not going to be like a retail space either.
Mm-hmm.
It's YouTube studio.
It's like a studio. He's got like a recording studio. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah. With a very large space to display his Lego. And I thought, it's a cool idea, but if I was going to invest that much money, I would think more like a museum or a destination space, maybe for people to come and see. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it all depends on. But would you guys ever want? I know everybody talks about, I'd love to have my own Lego building, or people built barns and stuff in their backyard, which is a far different thing.
Yeah, I've been having this dilemma, and I think I mentioned this to you when I first got on here. It's like
space.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter how big the space is. It's like when I saw the guy in the Czech area. Is it Czech Republic or is it another area over there in Europe, or is that Asia? I never know. I don't know geography. Anyway, he's got like the store. Everybody, like Brick Lover's been there. Brick Lover Brad,
right,
has been there, and then other people. But I thought it was just like he had this big space to display all of it. It's 4 different buildings.
Oh,
and I'm like, I mean, that's great.
Yeah,
but it's like I wouldn't want to have to go between 4 different buildings.
I would want to build something like build a barn in my backyard, like climate control display.
Right.
Because I just can't see myself saying, let me get in the car and drive 15 minutes to hang out in my.
Well, that's the thing, because now I get it. If it's, since it's his job, and then he goes there, I guess during the day, he's going to film his videos, he's going to do his things, and then you come home. So like, it really does become your job.
That you just said it. It becomes a job.
Well, and he's a land member, so it's, he's.
You don't have to buy stuff. So.
Right. Well, he's actually the land, and it's the only reason that I found him or whatever, because he's the land member that accidentally printed the picture of the rocket raccoon.
Oh, he must be like a golden child then. They didn't kick him out.
They did. They suspended him for a while.
They suspended. I know he was suspended. I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if he still is or not, but yeah, I don't know. It just amazes me that somebody would actually. I don't know. I guess
risky. I think it's risky, but maybe he's very smart with how he gets income, because
sure.
I had that moment. I think I've mentioned this before, about 8 years ago, where YouTube was crazy, dumb, easy for me back in 2015, 2016. It's like make a video, get views, get paid. And it's like, I thought about when they were building these buildings over here. I thought it'd be nice just to have a place to go put stuff over there, where I could set up like a train layout or something.
Right.
And yeah, and then YouTube died for me. So and that's like YouTube's so fickle. It's like what's working today it won't work tomorrow. I can guarantee you, like whatever that trend is today, these people that are popping, if they don't adapt and change in 5 years, what they're doing now is not going to work. Even somebody like TD Bricks, who's killing it, it's like he'll have to adapt to whatever the trend is in 5 years from now.
In the Lego space, though, how do you adapt? Okay, my channel was
going to be something you don't want to be.
Well, I get that, but I mean, it seems like some of these people don't seem to. There are people that have been doing this for a long time. You've been doing this for a long time, and you haven't really changed.
Because I was self-sufficient before I started YouTube. I didn't need YouTube to exist and make videos. It helps.
Right.
But if you're dependent on YouTube, then you get worried when trends change and but the people that are successful, and I'm not saying people that are successful now are going to fail later. It's just you will at some point have to change, because that's the one thing I've seen is what worked years ago doesn't work now.
Right.
and you've gone through different cycles, because I just think of the ones that were like heavily promoted before. You never even hear of some of them anymore.
Right.
Some people outright quit that were like pretty prominent.
Right.
That was kind of a thing this past recently, was some in other genres of YouTube, people just kind of just quitting. It comes like work.
Well, that was like Joe, or who was it that just quit? There was a couple of them, like you said, but it's like it became a job so bad that it was just too much for him to do.
But if he's going to have this space, I mean, it sounds like it'd be something he would enjoy, and he had to. But and it goes back to what I was going to say a minute ago. I think I had more enjoyment when I had less, and I had a table that stayed clear, and I could just set up the video. And then I had a place to put that stuff away when I was done with it. It's like one of the reasons I haven't done very many train videos is because those took a little more setup to do.
Yep.
And but I just don't have the space.
Yeah.
But the reason I don't have the space is because I got too much stuff.
Yeah. And my collection is nowhere as big as y'all's, and I don't have a basement. I have a room full of boxes, and you can't even there's really no room to pull stuff out, lay it out, sort it, consolidate, decide what you're going to keep, what you're not going to keep. It's because all you end up doing is making a big mess. And then it's like,
right. Well,
exactly.
I envy the fact that you still have the job, but you still have the table there, and you have potential for setting up.
I'm 3 months into the year, and I still have not got the table completely clear.
He kills me with the camera angles. It's like one time he clears it, and then he pans over, and you see a whole pile of stuff.
Yes, I'm saying it has not a fit. It's like there may be videos where it looks clear, but the Eldorado Fortresses have been sitting in that corner. The Marriott and Horizon Express have been on the other side this entire year. I've not moved them. And I was like, I'm going to do a video on these Eldorado Fortresses. I'm going to do a video, and then I'm going to take them apart and put them away. And I haven't.
But see, that could be in the back of your mind. You don't want to do the video because you really don't want to take them apart.
Yes. Because the sad is like the second Eldorado Fortress. It's been so long. It's like I don't even remember some of the interior features anymore. So it's like I could take it apart so I could remember what was in there. I know there's some like hidden things in it and stuff, but
if you were to ever clean that table, you could kind of just set up a train, a loop, or where I have a city. I love my city and stuff, but I always hate to change the trains out because it's like, no, those are the trains I want on there, and I hate, and
I see like Alex,
terrible for shooting video on.
Oh, yeah, and that's another. My background's too busy. I want to have a clean background. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the only way I can do it is just set up a
I don't know.
backdrop.
I like your setup in front of those shelves.
Well, there's too much. I cleaned the shelves off, and now they end up being catch-alls, and so more
Yeah.
stuff on the shelves than
That's
should
the
be.
thing. That's the thing. If you could, you've talked a bunch about doing a video one section at a time. If you could do that, and then
And not put something
and then
back.
leave it, and like reorganize
That's
this
the
section and
problem.
then leave it, then reorganize.
Yeah. So when I see like YouTube's pretty good about recommending newer people if they're in the same field. It's like I really connect, and then Jason's not newer, but it's like I connect with somebody like that,
Right.
because he's more like just a real guy out there. But I've seen other people, and it's like you see that when you start and you don't have as much because you're just starting in the hobby,
Right.
and they're enjoying it,
Right.
and they're building stuff and they're looking forward to the new sets. But I'm like, then there'll be that time when the room's full.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody gets to that point, and it don't matter. So like, it could be this warehouse. One day the warehouse will be full.
Yeah.
Look at Clutch, Bricks on the Dollar. He was in his apartment,
Right.
and now he's got a whole building. It's like if I was going to visit any third-party store, I want to go see his.
Yeah.
I love the way he runs it, and I love his setup for his Bricklink.
And when he does his monthly little store tour, he's always trying to move something to create more space.
More space.
Yeah.
Space. Get an Alex clip now first.
Yeah. The guy who doesn't like Lego.
You want me to do it, don't you?
That's the problem. Is he does like.
I don't like Lego.
So yeah, I don't think it matters what kind of home you live in. If you got a basement or not, it will get full. If you like,
yeah, he's starting to. He's actually. You could tell he's starting to feel it.
Yeah.
He's always trying to rebuild his city to make more room, and
his city, he wants the double layers, and I think he's hurting himself in ways with the double layers because he's trying to somehow create more space with that. And I don't know that he's really created himself any more space. He's just created more. It is really kind of strange. You hear the word space a lot. I say it a lot. Alex says it a lot.
space.
But
well, I think the whole purpose of that extra tier is to take the curve out of the railroad track.
It is, and that's I almost feel like he would be better off to just say, okay, the train stops at the other where it raises up, and then just leave that whole area for his theme park. I probably should put that in his comments, but
well, he'll hear it now.
Yeah,
well, he is asking for feedback. I mean,
he is, yeah.
I mean, that's what I see. And I think everybody who has a Lego city, that's the problem. That's the problem. The only problem I see with a train is the corners.
It is
curves.
It is,
and you just gotta figure it out or give up the space. And I think that's what he's doing is he's trying to go over the corners, and
he's trying to recoup that space and still have the train. That's why I'm, being a big train guy like I am, it's almost, I think he would be better off with his setup to just not let the train go that far down and make the area that he wants and just concentrate on it being.
And then he could he could let the monorail go.
He could, you put the monorail
through
instead. Yep, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Problem with Lego trains, it's like trying to do a garden railroad on your table.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Well, and I put in the wide radius track, and you would talk about chunking out a big area that just cannot be used for, city because it's the curves. And let's face it, Lego is square.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the new Bricklink designer program?
Yeah, pull them up. Let's take a look at them. These just came out a week and a half ago.
Have we got the other ones yet? Have they shipped them yet?
No. But Alex brought up a good point. If you watched his little overview of them, there isn't a cheap set this time.
When's the last time? Oh yeah, like we had the little snack bar or something last time. That was
Right. Yeah.
But what's the price range going to be on these? Like
We don't.
$200 to
we don't really know.
I don't know yet. This is just the finalists, and so the first
Dang,
one
that's going to be a
cool.
$400 train.
Well, he's looking at the piece. I think he's low on his.
I think he is too. He's What? This one's They were all about 2,000 pieces.
And he thinks this one might be around 250, 230, 250.
Yeah.
I think that that's 250 at the minimum.
That's gonna be a $300 set.
So if that one's 300, then they're just gonna get.
They're just gonna get crazy from here.
It's a nice looking set, but it's
a nice looking set.
It's just not for me.
To me, it's like I know it feels a little steampunky. It's not steampunk, I guess.
It does feel steampunk, but it's definitely not. But
it's fantasy. Well, and I think that's the title, isn't it?
Oh,
what's the
boat or something?
Dang, it looks exactly like
merchant
merchant boat.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's look at the next one. Back to the designer, the train.
Yeah. So the train is created by the guy who made the general store that Joey messed around and didn't buy.
That I didn't buy. Yeah. So this is a really good looking train.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels like a little bit like the Lone Ranger. Yeah. I think the Lone Ranger was I think it was a 440 or something. This is a 460. It looks nice. There's a lot of good detail and stuff in it. I don't know.
So Alex's comment was to look at the wheelbase. Do you think those wheels will move?
Yeah, they're going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought, because he was talking about this, and I was listening to my car on the way to work, so I couldn't really look at it.
It looks like it's two. It looks almost like there's two dummy wheels there instead of.
It does look like the front two wheels right here are the without flanges.
Yeah, flangeless.
Yeah, flangeless. But I don't know. It looks like there might be a flange right there.
Oh, it is. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay.
Let's see.
You're right.
Yeah, there's a flange right there.
Okay.
And that's Lego truck with tile. That's Lego truck with tile on it. That's not.
Yes, that is Lego truck with tile. Yes, which is what I do. I don't use tile, but that's the way I do mine.
What do you call those types of cacti? The deputy dog cactus there.
Well, they're not.
That's got the arms.
Oh, you mean the one in the back there?
Yeah.
Those are giant, not sequoias, but giant. What are they called?
So this is probably the set I'll buy out of the
You
collection.
think?
If I only buy one, it would be this one.
Yeah.
I really like.
I'm afraid of how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
too.
look at the piece count on this one. It's only 20-something hundred pieces, isn't it?
Really? That's still. It's going to be over
It's
300.
Yeah.
350 to 400.
Yep.
It's going to be at least 350.
But that's all right. We don't have to worry about it till.
Wait, do they actually put stickers in these sets?
Not usually, but.
Why does it say
14 stickers?
Yeah, if you look at it, there's one that's look on the locomotive, not the locomotive, the coal car. It's
yeah, it said Brick Express. So some of the other sets that we in the previous come with stickers.
I don't know.
I've not actually opened any of these. If I have any of them.
See, I like these two pieces here. These are nice.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Where are they getting the wood?
The wood?
Or is it coal? Is it a coal or wood?
Oh, it looks like it's coal because it's
okay.
Looks, yeah. What are they doing here for this?
So we can do Petticoat Junction.
Oh, there you go.
Petticoat Junction, yeah.
There you go.
All right, what's the next one that we're? Oh yeah, Seaside Market.
See, that's a
That'd
nice.
be the one that sells out the quickest, probably.
That's a
But
nice.
it's a castle. Nobody wants castles.
Nobody wants castle. That's a nice one, but that's a rabbit hole that I refuse to go down.
Yeah. Castle's another one. I like the use. I think this is the first time I've seen where they've used the small tile. What is that? A 2x2?
To make like logs coming
Yeah,
out.
to make it look like logs. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever noticed in movies they'll do a castle scene? You'll see this king, and the castle where the king and queen or whatever are living in looks like it's run down because they're filming on a castle that is 200,
Yes.
300
400 years old.
Yeah, it's like, when was that brand new? I mean, somewhere it should have looked shiny.
So if you look at this one, the piece count I don't think was that high because of all the big pieces in it. The wall
2183.
pieces. Yeah, which is, you think that would be a lot more pieces than that.
Yeah, they're using full castle wall pieces there, and then these corner pieces. That's probably a 2x2x3 there. It looks like there's a bunch of them.
So that one's going to be at least 250. That one might be 270.
Yeah. This one would be the only cheap one.
I don't know.
I'm not sure
it's got more pieces than you think. And it has 2 cows.
Oh my goodness! What are you talking about, Joey? 2,600 pieces.
And it has 2 cows.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Are these going to be unique cows?
Or 2 bulls.
Well, does it have
cows female cows can have horns, right? Can't they?
I'm not a.
These are the burning questions we want to know on the AFoOL podcast. I was not a member of what was that
But see, this one, I think you would get this one.
FAA
because that, what do you call it?
Farmers of America, FFA.
The catapult and what's the other one called?
Trebuchet.
Yeah, they actually work.
Yeah, I think there's only 1 cow in here. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm gonna have to disagree.
Is this a timeline set? We got
a timeline.
The Michael Crichton book. There was trebuchets.
Oh. See, there's the 1 cow, light brown cow. I don't
How
know. How now, brown cow?
I think it was on the big picture he spotted.
Yeah, see, he saw that cow.
I think the cows in this picture, but are these? See, there's a cow back there, a cow here.
You're right. Okay, but I'm gonna bet you there's only 1 cow in this thing. Yeah, here's the trebuchet and then the catapult. The trebuchet, if it really works well, that's going to be interesting. I could just imagine Brick World. There'll be. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Look, there are 2 cows clearly in that picture. Sorry, Alex, I was incorrect. There are clearly an oxen and a cow. But I just kind of figured since there's no big building or anything with this, that this would probably be the cheaper set. But 2,600 pieces, wow!
It does have when you first look at it, you do think it's smaller than that other castle. But what are all those pencil things?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be sharpened logs.
Okay.
I love how they have the fish hanging there. That's hilarious. So.
I mean, it's another good set.
Yeah,
but man, it's just
so 2,600 pieces, 250.
No,
it's gonna be over 300.
Easy.
You think so? 300?
At least 300.
Yeah. And the Riverside Scholars, I didn't quite understand this one.
I don't either.
It's obviously an Oriental. It doesn't look like an Oriental building. I guess maybe I'm not a. Maybe it is. I guess the flowers.
This is the AFoOL podcast, not the architecture podcast.
Yeah. I'm not cultured like some. I mean, it's cool looking. It's again back in the fantasy.
I think this is probably going to be the last one. This one might not sell out.
Well, maybe
back to the open back thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't suck.
There is a rousing endorsement. It doesn't suck.
I think with this round, I mean, I don't want.
How long do you think this program is going to keep going?
As long as it keeps
I was like, it was
selling.
making money.
As long as product keeps selling.
In the words of
I wonder though.
ones will keep buying them.
Yeah, it'd be something though if you get one where just people didn't get into it. Like so far, every time they do these, you're like, it's possible one of these might not get to the 3,000. I mean, that's always a
Right.
possibility.
Well, the last one had 2 that didn't sell out.
Right.
Yeah. So what it's going to take is the ones that are buying these to resell them and flip them. That once they get to where they can't resell them and flip them, they won't buy the next wave, and then
right. But are they able to resell and flip these? As many of them as there are going to be. How many of these are there going to be this time?
30,000 again.
Up to 30,000.
So that's a lot of them for people to. I would think you're going to have to sit on these for a while to be able to recoup your money.
Which means I think when people realize that that's what they're going to have to do, and these are not going to have the phenomenal return that the less produced earlier rounds had,
right?
Then they'll stop buying them as much.
Well, and that's
are they or was round 2 numbered? I don't even remember. So the first one they were numbered, right?
Oh, you're talking about the original ones.
The original ones were numbered, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you knew you had numbers that somebody hand wrote it on there, though.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. You had 700 or 990.
Yeah, so I have the shooting arcade from that first one.
So it'd be if somebody bought the Parisian, it'd be the number 6,632 of 9,912 or how many things. So.
Yeah,
so I wonder if they're numbered. I don't even remember. I have 2 of them from the second wave, and I don't even know if I checked. I don't remember if I did look to see.
What'd you get out of the second wave?
Was that one with the Parisian or the? Pull it up. I'd have to look at the
round 2 here.
Oh, I got the bowling alley. What was the bowling alley? Was that 2?
Oh, that you're talking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're back in the original ones. These are the. Yeah, I don't even know how to get to those anymore.
It's confusing because we have series 1 of.
Well, that was when Bricklink doing this all by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't get. I don't think I got any. The wave you got where you got the ant farm.
Right. That was.
I don't think I got any from that wave.
Well, now the ant farm was.
No, that's right. That was the building thing. That was the
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not part of this. Yeah. Yeah. There's that. There was that whole. I kind of like that. Well.
I liked it, but I hate my ant farm.
I don't like the ant farm, and I guess maybe that's the and I know you can do this on Rebrickable where you can just get instructions and stuff, and I think that's kind of cool. I don't know. I didn't realize you guys couldn't. Did you guys not be able to see this the whole time, or did I just click it off at some point?
You clicked off at some point.
Oh, okay. Because I was sitting there showing.
I lost interest. No, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on. So would you pick up the train?
I think that's the only one that I would buy.
He's gonna have to look at the price because.
If it's $500, I probably won't.
Yeah, I won't either.
I haven't picked up any. I don't have any of these. The originals or any of these. That pop-up store ant farm was the only one I got.
Okay.
I did order that one time, but then it didn't because the payment
credit card thing.
Yeah, and that just made me mad. So I was like, forget you guys.
Yeah. So I missed I missed that big train station. That was the wave where I missed the ones that I wanted to get.
Right.
Because I didn't realize they were going to sell out so quick.
Right.
In minutes.
In minutes.
So I missed that train station.
It's probably already.
I think that
it's probably going to lose interest.
I think so, and I think this one. I definitely think not, we always could be wrong, but I definitely think this wave will not be even as close to what the last one was.
Yeah.
I think the only two that'll probably sell out will be the two castle ones.
Yeah. Possibly the train, but
Yeah.
I bet it doesn't. I'm not.
It's going to depend on the price.
It's going to depend on the price, but it's similar to other Legos that have already been produced. It's similar. I mean, it's from that same style, and that's why I'm hesitant on it. I like the windmill and the water tower. Water towers are tough. I would love a great Western water tower, but they're always odd.
Is there one in the Lone Ranger set?
There is, but they use a barrel. They use a
Yeah.
barrel. And
Yeah, it's like small,
It
tiny.
looks too small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got my stickers.
Oh, they bought the two sets of the sticker. Man,
There's $40 right there.
so they're only $20 each, right?
Only $20 each, and
I
I
don't-
only need that one sticker.
That sticker sheet should be a
Wow.
$50 sticker sheet.
Well, it might be now because I bought the two $20 ones from Germany.
What was the set number?
Well, here I'll give you the part number. It's,
And that's to build. That's to do the
62507.
Comic-Con set, right?
Yeah, this will be for the Comic-Con.
So why haven't you pieced together that
There's,
those other Lego house sets?
I don't know. I mean, there it is, and the stickers will go here, there, and here.
It's like Jabba's
I
falling
just went
water.
flying by.
It's like the falling water set.
No.
Yeah, when the stuff's not connected with studs, it's gonna fly
Right.
everywhere.
Right. I don't know. It's kind of cool, and then of course the Jeep goes with it.
So there's a challenge to Jason.
Yeah.
He needs to put that. He needs to Bricklink that together.
Yeah.
And he's
and
gonna have to find his own stickers.
Well, you'll see in the comments. He talked about it. I guess last time we talked about I was getting the stickers. So yeah, he
So this
said
is
I
what I'm
have the
talking-
stickers. He said, but I'm not opening up my set to get them out.
Yeah.
There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 8 stores that even have this. This is what I'm talking about. The fact that you got them for $20.
What's the
From
lowest
a-
price now?
$1, but wait a minute, that's partial sheet. It's $16.27 in Portugal, and then
And
after that, everything's basically $20 or more.
Right, and that guy in Portugal had one. Right.
So this guy in Brick Takeover has 7 of them. So if I buy all 7 of those,
Is he in the United States?
but see, the problem is like all of these people are in Europe except for Starbeanie. Starbeanie Bricks has a business model that I've only recently realized the brilliance of it.
Okay.
His store is sticker heavy.
Oh, really?
I think what he has been doing for years is just stocking up on the stickers when they're available,
Yeah.
and then just holds on to them until nobody else has them.
Hmm.
He has thousands of stickers, but his are $40.
His are $40.
And he's the only one in the U.S. No, yeah, he's the only one in the U.S. So I could buy these from Brick Takeover and then put them on there for $50.
Yeah.
And just wait.
Eventually they'll sell.
Because there's only 8 people even have them.
I tell you what the deciding factor is going to be. Does he have any tipper parts?
Oh, it's so hard. I can't find anything anymore.
So Jason, he just recently had he was watching my video. I really
And Alex was watching your video too.
I tell you what, that made my day when Alex said it blew his.
Yay!
I didn't realize it was that bad. I really didn't. We just talked about it, and I never realized it was that bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to comment when I was driving because I was still driving when they were talking about it. But I was thinking about how Joey was showing us where you can see the levels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on the last video, I lowered it. I raised my volume and I lowered that volume. So I don't. But I
no, you got it a lot close. It's a lot better.
But it was what he's. That just made my day.
It gave me an idea for doing a video
Oh,
of Alex watching Minecraft Man 2 3. He's just sitting there eating his food, and all of a sudden, yay!
Yeah. So anyway, they talked about the best Lego deal, and they couldn't really come up with one. So I think we've talked about this before.
what's our
Haven't we?
best?
Yeah, we
Lego
have.
deal?
I'm pretty sure we have.
Pretty sure we have.
Yeah, my best Lego deal is when I got the whole complete influencer Scooby Doo set from this guy.
Oh, he is not going to let that go.
Idiot.
He's got a sealed set that has $100 fig in it.
And I lost the loose one. I found her. She's been recovered.
So I'm fortunate enough. We're old for one thing. It helps. So I have so many stories of great deals back in the day.
Right.
Most of them involve I'm at work.
Yeah.
Well, I just went blurry there for a minute. I'm in the witness protection program here.
You mentioned work.
AT&T's the tap the line.
Yeah.
So in 2001, I guess, whenever the first UCS sets were out, I would go to the after holiday clearance and go to different Target stores and see what stock they had, and then I knew they marked them down. I think then it was Wednesday they would mark them down, and so I go in to the Target I knew there's Target. It's on East West Connector in Cobb County. If you want to know, I was in there, and they were still like 50% off, which would be like crazy now. You go, oh, I'm buying all of them, and then there were two ladies in there putting stickers on it, and they took one of them, and it was $25. So these are $100 sets that are now $25. And I was like, are all of these $25? Because it was Millennium Falcon, the TIE Fighter, and the TIE Interceptor, and the X-Wing Fighter. $25.
The Millennium Falcon?
I was like, I gotta go get a buggy.
Yeah.
So, but then there's so many times. 75% clearance was so common back then, but to get actually good sets like that was great.
Yeah.
That Mr. Freeze train, the 4561, I was buying that all day long for $33. The my own train,
right?
Dirt cheap. $1 for some of those trains.
Yeah, and I guess that was even the my own train was even heavily discounted in the Lego stores or whatever. Yeah, at the time. So yeah, and it's just all the.
Yeah, I got that sealed detective's office at dirt cheap for. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It's been so long ago. I know it was under $30.
You're fortunate to still have the dirt cheap, so you still have the potential to find deals like that.
Yeah.
I think Jason and Alex are a little jealous of your dirt cheap.
Yeah. Well, Jason, I've got a sealed detective's office on the trading block if you're interested.
Oh, I might have bad news for you, Earl. I just thought about this.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody wants to build it?
Yes. Because we're going to go see the new movie.
Oh, you know what? I bought tickets for tomorrow, and I haven't told my wife yet.
Oh,
we have the A list. So this morning I got the tickets
well, I got the premiere, whatever, I don't have the A list. I'm not that cool.
I have the A list. So anyway, so I got the tickets. So when I tell her, I'd be like, did you see I got tickets? Because when I get it, it alerts her phone.
Oh,
like, did you see I got tickets for tomorrow?
So, do you remember Toys R Us?
I do.
Yes.
So they had this thing when product was supposed to be removed from the store, they would mark it at a penny, but they weren't. They were supposed to be like sending it back or something. So I've seen other people get it, and I had it happen once where you go in there and you just scan stuff. You know how we do at Walmart, where you
Mhm.
just scan it, just see what the price is, and it was a penny, but it was little Friends poly bag. It was like I guess it would probably been like $5 or something. Got it for a
Right.
penny, and then
Yeah,
I
well,
just bought all they had for a penny.
well,
So that's probably the best percentage wise deal I ever got.
Yeah. Were they worth the part out though?
No,
I mean, obviously a penny.
I
They're
mean
going to be
I
worth.
can sell the bag for like $10 now.
Oh wow.
So you think I paid a penny for it? Selling
Right.
it for $10. I mean, you're not gonna get much better return
Right.
than that.
So, yeah, I mean, there's our deals.
yeah, they're out there.
And it helps to live near depressed areas.
Yeah, I this speaking of that, I mean, I don't live in a depressed area, but so last week after you had left, Joey talked about Animal Crossing. He said, the whole theme was out of stock online, and
Mhm.
people
Yeah,
were talking about them being out of stock in the stores. I'm telling you, my Walmart
has them all.
has the shipper with how many sets are there? I think there's
4 or
I think
5.
at least 4 of the different sets, and they've been sitting there since they dropped,
Really?
and there maybe 1 or 2's missing off of it. But people have left comments, I think, about how they're out in their whole area, just in the
Mhm.
Walmart.
Yeah, it seems to be very hit or miss. Or yeah, hit or
Well,
miss.
I don't know if that means people don't do Lego as much in my area, or people. I don't know what that
Well, you
means,
seem
but
to come up with the deals, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta also hit that crossover, Animal Crossing
mhm.
and the Lego Collector. So yeah, I'm I think Heather, we got the poly bag. I got 2 of the poly bags. I got them
Well,
off
if
of
you need me to
eBay.
pick them up, I will. But if you're impatient, you just wait. They'll
I'm
come back.
yeah, I mean, I can get them on Amazon. Amazon never did go out of stock,
Uh,
which makes you wonder, did Lego obviously stocked other supply channels than their own?
well, yeah, because I mean, it's all like we
I mean,
talked about. It's all pre-bought by other retailers.
right. So,
Well, I think
As a
there was
matter of
there,
fact, oh, go ahead.
no. You go ahead. You go ahead.
As a matter of fact, the ones at my Walmart are in like this half pallet shipper mod, and there's not just Animal Crossing. I
huh?
think it's the is it the Rocket Raccoon? There's a couple of Star Wars sets in it, a couple might be the Rocket Raccoons in there, the buildable Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like a half pallet shipper mod that
Huh?
they're in there.
Yeah, it's like so. I got a bunch of different areas around Metro Atlanta I can go to, from the high end places to like where I grew up, where it's pretty rough now. And it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, each Walmart will look different with
Mhm.
stuff like that, where uh, depending on what the what the people are into,
Right. Well, it's all about the economy of
Yeah,
the area, right?
yeah.
If the people
That's
living
what
around the Walmart have more money.
So I guess Animal Crossing is a pretty big thing. I don't know.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Is that I had never seen a whole theme launch and sell out in like the first couple days. I mean, we've seen sets sell out. We've seen multiple sets sell out. But
I mean, technically, the Indiana Jones did, but there's only like 3 sets.
Yeah.
Was it completely sold out?
It was
I
back
guess,
order.
Yeah.
Back order.
Yeah. All 3 of them were.
They
Yeah.
were back order because I had to wait. I had to wait to get them because they sold out or back order. Not even back order. You couldn't even. I don't think you could order them. They weren't even back ordered when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that it's kind of surprising, but I guess it's also not. But I think if Mario was like Animal Crossing as far as the sets where they had minifigures in them, that Mario would have done that. I think Mario would have sold out.
Some of the newer sets, it's like the sets are getting better, but they're still based on the gameplay.
Yeah.
I wonder if those will have like future resale value, or will they be like friends?
I don't know, because when you part them out, I parted a few of them out, and they got those big awkward looking
Yeah,
6x6s or 4x4s, and
not very useful pieces.
not
No.
very useful at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably like video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of files and video that ain't going nowhere too. They're gonna get marked down one of these days.
Now I got my box of video, and I'm like, do I even want to waste my time
Parting them out.
parting them out? No.
Yeah, I never even finished.
Might just go bury them in the backyard and do a video.
Oh wait, you've done that. That, as a matter of fact, that popped up on my suggested video
Oh really?
a couple days ago, and I'm like, I've already seen this. I've already liked the video.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get me to?
Oh, did you see? So Spacetime Brick Studio did a story where he got the little survey. Is this video like on YouTube? They'll get is this video a good recommendation for you, and then it'll give you these different options of like basically emotions that he checked everything but other. I'm like, I'm not good enough for other. It's one of my videos, and he had checked every single box, but there was another box that said other, and he didn't check it.
Didn't check it.
But I get those surveys for my own videos.
Really?
Is this a good recommendation for you? And I'm like, are they trying to test me?
I've gotten recommended, in the last month or so, I've gotten recommended to me my own video a few times.
Really?
And I'm logged in, so I'm, it's
right.
Whatever.
Well, I've always said it. On my BrickTrains channel, I get recommended very little Lego content. But then on my personal, not only do I get recommended the BrickTrains stuff, but I get recommended like your guy. I always get 10-year-old BrickTsar videos recommended to me.
Yeah.
And yours will be in there, Earl. And it's like the AI is it's almost there. It almost understands, but not quite there. The singularity hasn't happened yet. So there was a comment on a breaking news. Hey, we're talking about breaking news again, or I am anyway. They got a comment. They were doing the whole what's vintage thing, like we did. We've talked about it. So how old is vintage and stuff. But the comment was somebody said that vintage Lego is pre-Star Wars. Now, Star Wars, when it came out, is kind of when Lego kind of shifted. They were really in trouble before that. And I thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, that is
a line in the sand to draw. I thought that was
that's a pretty good take. Except for that first wave of Star Wars could be considered vintage.
The yellow figures and the almost classic space looking vehicles.
Maybe the line in the sand is when the minifigs started getting skin tones.
Which is about the same time, close to the same time.
Roughly.
It wouldn't have been just a couple years later.
Yeah.
Maybe not even 2 years later, really. There was very limited yellow.
I mean,
So when you look at if you're scrolling through eBay, the yellow skin tone, and you see a bulk lot, how do you know it's vintage or like older? What are some of the key things?
The big brick plates with the.
Oh yeah, if you see any of those in there, it's. Yeah.
Well, if you see a brick that has Legoland or a headlight brick of any kind, that gets you to the 70s.
Or a steering wheel with a cable on it.
Well, I think those are all good answers. But one of the things that I noticed is just like what colors are in there.
Oh yeah.
If you just got basic colors, more than likely that's going to be 1980s and before.
Yep.
If you get into the 90s, then you start getting into more colors.
Yep.
And more part variety. So the 90s, 99's good, but like they said on the Breaking News, that's 25 years ago.
Right.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
like when I started collecting comic books in the late 70s, the 60s seemed far away then. Like those were vintage comic books. So you're talking about in 1980, comic books from, well, they called it Silver Age. That was the Silver Age, was the 60s.
Right.
And the golden age was like the 50s and the 40s and like that. But that wasn't even that long ago from the 80s. But now the 80s is 40 years away. So,
Yeah.
I mean, vintage is subject. Wait, what's the word when it's opinions? Is that subjective or objective?
Yeah, no, that'll work. Yeah.
Opinionated.
We have a radio station here in town that has played the oldies for years. As long as I can remember being a kid.
60s are the oldies.
Oh, the 80s and 90s now. That's their oldies. And I'm like, no, I grew up with those, and I listened to the same station when it was playing the 50s and the 60s. And they're like, the oldies. And it's like, now you flip that channel on. It's like, the great hits from the 90s. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Nirvana is oldies now. So here's a thing. The bricks that have the crunch sound.
Oh,
that would be vintage. How about that?
That is there it is. That's got to be the classic line in the sand, because just playing with, because we remember that.
Yeah.
Right. Putting them together is like.
Yeah. Now it's more of a soft.
Yeah.
Feel to them now.
I mean, yeah. So.
But yeah, vintage Lego could still be 2015 now.
Yeah. Earl, do we want to read some comments? I think we might have one or two.
What's the space themed gift with purchase contest one? Are you?
I'd have to click on it, and it's I can't remember. It's the little monorail. Hang on, let me pull it up. Oh no, crud. I clicked on Brick Set, and I'm not logged in on that.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting inundated by ads.
When I looked at the show notes, did you have a set that you were going to do? Did we already talk about that? Oh, it was the base plates. Never mind.
It was the base plates that we were talking about. I did not really have a set. Did you have a set that you would like to talk about?
No.
Okay.
I did finish my Lego building systems, though.
Your buildings?
It's funny. You got the day you posted your videos, the day mine came in the mail.
Right.
Oh yeah. The Insider's Reward Contest. That's right.
Yeah. That's not a bad looking little monorail micro build. I mean, this is cool 60s space. I mean, I that set looks like
I like that monorail.
With the monorails, yeah.
And that kind of follows the micro scale of the gift with purchases.
Yeah.
Once again, the things that you would buy, we're just going to make them gifts with purchases.
So that you have to buy a lot more to get them.
Yeah. So is that what that's going to be?
Yeah, I think that's what they are.
Yep. So yeah, you got yours today. What? You got it built? Looky there.
Oh man, I already broke it. Damn it. I broke the friend set. So it's a little.
So Joey said that's a Duplo train.
It is.
And you said you were going to piece it together. So you have bulk Duplo?
I have what?
Have bulk Duplo now. Come on.
So yeah. Well, whenever you were talking about it, you were acting like it was a regular train, but it's a Duplo train.
It's a Duplo train, yeah.
You said you didn't have the set, but you were going to piece it together.
I could pretty much piece it together. I already got one of the tippers. I need to get another tipper. I need to make this passenger car.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the locomotive already, and I just got to go find my track. I don't know where the
3 blue bases and then the train. Yeah, I mean it ain't that hard to build that.
Yeah.
All right, I know what I didn't put in the show notes, but I want to see if I can get Jabo's blood boiling.
All right.
Dungeons and Dragons CMFs. Have you seen that?
Yes. There's a whole set. I didn't realize there was a Dungeons and Dragons set.
Yeah,
apparently that's something they sent to land members.
And the set is kind of impressive. I don't think I'll buy it, but it's not that bad. But why do a whole lot of? There's a lot It's just.
So you already showed that one, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I thought when I first saw this, I thought that was a monorail. That's the Technic space shuttle.
Yes.
And that's
And
the Fabuland, one of the Fabuland
Fabuland, yeah.
I like the yellow
meal
castle.
set.
The Yellow Castle's good. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I think this is the Technic forklift. Is that the Technic forklift?
I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. And then the
I don't
one
know
right.
this train is confusing me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, yeah. It's not
I
726, but it could be 4. What was that one? I don't know. Anyway.
I think in 182.
182.
182 has 2 other cars than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has a lot more cars. Present arms. Window. 182.
Because it's got that's yellow and red. That first passenger car. What color is this one?
It was black with 1 or 2 cars.
Okay, it's yellow and gray. So I don't know. And then even the little blue train, I'm not sure about.
Right. They didn't in the book. They didn't really give.
No, they don't tell you what sets they are.
All
Some
of
of
them
them, some of them, it's obvious.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on some of these.
Yeah.
And I don't like that these 3 sections don't stick together.
They didn't
They
put
don't?
pins. They just or they
They
put
got,
axles.
why did? Okay, well I just knocked off. The
I thought they
treehouse.
did have pins.
They got a Technic axle goes in a hole.
Right. So you got the
Oh,
circle.
You got it.
There's no clutch.
All right, I have just knocked off more stuff. Oh, they want the Ninjago City thing.
I had these in my store. If you guys need some.
It needs a pin. Because see how it's an axle and it's got a pin hole right next to another axle hole.
Another axle hole.
But it's like they just loosely sit there. So that. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm an old man. You gotta pin that.
It is such a cool set. It's such a cool set.
No, I'm happy with it.
I mean, you did good because you got a fan or whatever.
He bought it for me. He didn't. I mean,
sure, right,
$100 plus shipping.
I was about to say, if I could ask, that's the retail $100?
Yeah, it's $100 set.
I paid twice that.
And then I also bought a color line truck from him and some track. Yeah. So
I can't wait for you to get that HO setup going. That's gonna be
cool.
So
I look. It's like the track that he sent me was the bulk of what I need to do. The smaller setup that's on that box, that round
the inner circle.
Minister.
Yeah.
Like no, it's like the whole thing. It's like.
Oh, you think you got enough to do both?
Almost. I mean, I might need some more curves.
Yeah.
There's only like so many. There's only 2 switches on it, and I got 2 switches now. So
I didn't realize the first couple times that I looked at that, and until your video, I guess it'll come out. Well, it's probably out by now. It's not. Well,
by the time this video
yeah, by the time, that's right.
Time travel.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
It's 2 circles. They're not interconnected.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I need glasses, right?
Right.
I just now that you said that, I didn't realize that I thought it was.
It's an outer loop.
I
It's
thought
an
it was
outer
a double
inner
loop. So you're saying it's 2 separate loops.
Yeah,
I
think it is. The picture from what I gathered. That's what I gathered from that picture you showed.
See, that picture is so small.
Right.
The inner loop has the interchange, like to go to the station, and the outer loop just goes around.
Okay, so you could run 2 trains.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
He's eating M&Ms, M&Ms, M&Ms,
Oh, man.
M&Ms. Snack.
We are a
snack,
food podcast.
I wondered if you'd catch that.
I just wish I knew what candy that Earl liked.
Huh? What would it be?
Sweet
Put it in
tart.
the comment. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Don't put it in the comments. He said it.
And the problem is I eat them for a few days, and then my teeth won't let me eat them for a couple weeks.
Yeah. I bet.
All right, so you do have a comment in the show notes,
I do.
or is it a question?
It's a Let me get back to the show.
Oh, it's a comment we got from Ian Waskin. He has a question.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Is the AFoOL podcast aware of the duplicate parts issue causing problems on wanted list? I tried to edit a wanted list and received a message only one item or color combination is allowed per wanted list. Now I have to review my list of wanted lists to find a red font error message and delete duplicate items where there were previous mold variations for the same part. Now I don't know which mold variation I want to ask for.
Yeah. So
I tried to find an example of this, so it had to be one of the recent changed parts.
well, and the problem is you would have had to have a wanted list that
Had
he
both
had
of them on it.
both of
Yeah.
them in him, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do it now.
So
It's
what
like-
if you had the wanted list that had the variation that got deleted? Would it just delete it, or would
I
it give
guess
you
that's where you'd get me messages like this. Then
Yeah.
I did
this-
have wanted lists like that in the past where I didn't care about the variation, but I realized I was sometimes limiting myself on finding stuff, even in my own store.
Right.
It's like I don't know how many times I went and bought stuff in other stores and like, oh, if I just looked at the other variations, I had it.
Isn't there something with the tipper truck? Isn't the headlight brick something?
Yeah,
weird?
that's not one of the things that they've consolidated. So that's when I saw this comment, I went and looked at tipper truck wanted lists because it's got 3 different variations of the headlight brick.
But the one that belongs in there, isn't it like undetermined or something?
Undetermined, yeah. Well, you got the wrong headlight. I'm not supposed to know what it is. It's
Yeah.
the Schrodinger's headlight. You know which one it is, so that can't be the right one. That's ridiculous that it's the undetermined type. And I don't even really know the difference between the other 2 types. The embossed print and the what is it?
So I parted out a set, and at the bottom, it's kind of like at the bottom you get the part that has 2 variations, and it's out of order because it might be a black part, and all the blacks are listed, and then down at the very bottom, and the 2 variations, I looked at the one I had, and I could not figure out which one of the 2 it was, so I just had to go with the one the default one that was listed.
Right. Yeah,
I think for 99% of the things nobody's going to know, but the
Right.
problem that you don't want to do is you upload it twice and you
Right.
have duplicate parts that you don't have.
So I had something in my store. I don't know how I noticed it, but it said that it's getting deleted. I guess it's one of the
Marked for
variations.
deletion.
Yeah. So if I have, does that mean that's just, is it going to automatically go to the other one?
You'll have to move them.
Yeah, you'll have to change. If you keep it past the date that they delete it, they'll make you change it to one of the other variations.
So it won't.
And usually it's the undetermined types that go away.
So it won't just be like zeroed out in my store. It'll still be there.
Well, I don't know if you wait long enough. I mean, they're going to delete that database entry. So I don't know what they're going to do with your inventory.
They'll send you another message before they delete it, I think.
Yeah.
But whenever I get those, I just go ahead and okay, I got to pick which variation this is now.
Right.
Or change, like I got something that's no longer recognized.
And this doesn't happen. These variations, it's not like these are all old pieces.
No.
Because I've put, modern sets in the last 5 years or whatever, I've put parts up and actually had Bricklink come up and, you'll be scrolling through my parts or whatever. And I'm like, well, I never would have put these parts in undetermined type, which means they have changed
the
parts. Right. And it's like,
yeah, there was some, I just uploaded some stuff recently and stuff had changed. With the tiles, I think it used to be 369A and B. Now it's 3069 now. I think.
Well, I think that was the one big one that everybody was worried about was the
like
2x2 tile.
Yeah, if you're just dealing with modern parts, it won't matter.
Right. So, well,
one more thing. One more thing, because if not, we're not gonna. The survey. Is this an old note survey or is this?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do the comments yet.
We ain't done the comments
after
yet.
the comments?
I don't know if we did this one or not, but it was. Oh, you need me to pull it up, don't you?
What's the most you would have paid for a Lego minifig? We did do that one. That was a long time ago.
So. Yeah, I think I just never have deleted it.
Okay, so the new survey, type it up or write it. It's the. What do you think of the new Bricklink designer program?
Okay.
Is it what did it be? Is it overpriced? Is it losing interest?
I don't know how to know if it's overpriced.
Well,
is it overhyped?
Yeah.
Underhyped?
Until 2025, right?
Is the wave over? Something I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got something wrote in there. It'll at least remind me to do something.
Jason, remind us to post our survey, please.
He still has access to the show notes. I'm sure he could probably write in there. I don't think I ever took him out. So
he could really mess with us.
He could. Jason Duffy, he only knew how much power he really still has.
Okay. So speaking of Jason, I don't know if you pinned his comment, but his comment is always at the top.
Oh, I don't think I did, but
when Jabo Phones starts ringing, that was a missed opportunity to play his theme song. Someone's calling.
So, somebody else commented that on my channel, something similar to that, and I actually went to see about adding it as a ringtone.
Oh yeah.
And it's like then I found a video about doing it. It was like a 30-minute long video on how to go through all the steps to because Apple. This is a shout out to all you Android users. They've made it very difficult.
Yeah, because
to put they want you to buy them in the Apple Store. So you got to go through all kinds of things to sneak around all that.
Yeah.
So even though I own it, I had the ringtone where I could just put it on there before.
Right. So is it that you have to have it in a certain format?
It's got to be in the
AC.
Apple Store or the iTunes or whatever it is, Apple Music
format. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is really just
not the format. It's just where it is on your phone.
Yeah.
So because when you go to ringtones and select ringtones, it's got to be that drop down list has got to be in Apple Music or something. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So but he's right. It should have. I need to have that ringtone on my phone.
I should have it in here.
Go ahead.
No, I said I should just have it here so I could just,
Yeah, you should. Right next to the guy who does.
I love Lego.
Yeah, that guy.
But there's a reason I don't know how to do ringtones on phones. Because I work for the phone company.
And Jason says he has the polybag open from 2008 when his son was in the Master Builder program.
Yeah, he had this Jeep. Yeah, because it was a Brickmaster, not only the San Diego Comic-Con, and Brickmaster sponsored the San Diego Comic-Con box. So that was how that all came out.
Thomas Bosey, the worst feeling I had was that I ordered a set for $50 and had no idea they charged me $19 to ship it to me. We'll never order anything from sellers that do not say what the shipment cost is.
Yep.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting question. When you buy something on eBay or Bricklink or whatever, and you say, oh, I got this for $20. Do you feel like you got it for $20 if you paid $10 shipping, or do you?
My price is always what the total price is.
Yeah, that's how I look at things too. So when I'm looking at stuff, it's like shipping is a turn off a lot of times.
I just bought a well, it's not here yet. I don't know why I'm looking down. I just bought a Indiana Jones set that didn't have instructions, but I have the instructions and $25 or something. It was on Bricklink. The seller didn't have the shipping. I thought, surely it won't be that bad, and it ended up being $10 worth of shipping. It's like, so, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I still have Canada on Bricklink enabled, where people that live in Canada, and every time I'm like, I hate to send them the invoice.
Yeah. Oof. Still better than Australia, though, right?
So Jabo
Yeah.
said he missed a lot. If you didn't like it, your toast will land butter side down.
Yeah, that was what I was going to do for the outro. Yeah.
Let's see. Should have wrote stuff down. Does Earl like sweet tarts? Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. I think this was for the help Jason with his Bricklink questions. When I put stuff away, I usually end up consolidating the same part from different bags. It probably would be quicker to put things away by remarks, but fortunately I can, but you can put the cart in a central location, and my store is small enough to go to any drawer or spot without wasting too much time. Yeah, that was a question I have for you, because you have an aisle. You have basically two aisles. So when you're putting stuff away,
I put it at the end, so I can go to all three. There's really three aisles.
Okay.
And so, yeah, if it's on the very end of the aisle, I got to walk further. But there's a lot of times I'm just like, oh, there's that drawer. There's that drawer. It's like for half of the store, I don't have to move, but about 5 feet.
Okay.
Right.
And but everything's on that cart. When I go over to the table, and I've done it sometimes, I don't have a lot to do. I'll be on the table, and it is a lot more because I got to walk around the table to go to the front aisle. But I think Joey was the one talking about, because when I part out, sometimes I don't worry about the same part in different bags. I just part out the bag, get all
right,
and then so you could have 3 or 4 cups or whatever of the same part.
Right.
I consolidate them when I'm putting them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll miss one. Like I just parted out 2 Ninjago sets, and I had for some reason they had all these, just a ton of black parts. And it was just like, a lot of it's just like 1 of this and 2 of that.
Mm-hmm.
It took me forever to go. Well, I say it really didn't take me that long, but it took long. It seems daunting when you start, because I don't have the parts sorted by the way that they're going to go into the store.
Right.
Or the way they appear on Bricklink. And usually that's the way I put them away, not by remarks, but by the order Bricklink shows them.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
So that's why I try to, when I part them out, not only do I group by color, I try to group by part type, like put all the plates together, put all the bricks together, put all the modified stuff together, so that when I'm putting them away, I don't have to, where is that part? That's why I like parting out smaller sets too.
Yeah. I hate when you part out and it's like you have onesies and you're putting away onesies.
Yeah. So that's why when I look at something like the Treehouse or Ninjago City, those are the types of set that I'll probably never part out to put in my store.
Right.
And the worst one I ever did was Millennium Falcon.
Lots of single pieces.
Yeah. So that's like I'll do 20 lots today, that type of thing. Not worry about it, because it is like, it's a lot of lots.
A lot of lots.
Yeah.
Top 5 base plates. We just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird watching back my call. In retrospect, I stayed too long before I left, but watching this, I have to remember the first call was for something minor. Oh, this basically
that's me commenting, right?
Yeah. You could just tell us about your evening.
So I get the call, I get calls all the time. Can't clear alarm. That was the initial thing. They had an alarm, they can't clear it, and 99% of the alarms are just like somebody rebooted a computer, something bounced, it's come back up. So you just clear the alarm,
right?
And you only have to go if it's actually down. So I went and got my computer. I knew how to clear it, because the people that the line that they used to clear it was down. I already knew it was down, but I have another way of getting in. And so I said, I can clear it. So I went and cleared it. And then I looked and I'm monitoring their calls. And I said, okay, it's working. And then while we're sitting here, I got my computer over here and we're on the thing. And I was like, oh, shoot, it went down again. That's what I'm like. Oh, now both of them are down. Oh, crap. That's what I was like, I think I'm going to have to go. And then they called me again. And I'm like, then after I left, they called me a third time when I was on my way down there. They said, we got 13 troubles. I'm like, yeah.
So we have our phones, we got new phones, so I don't know if the new phones are like this, but our old phones, if a phone was left off the hook somewhere in the store, it would set off an alarm, and you had to go search for that phone
Oh
and
wow,
and it
that's
wasn't
your
like,
phone system set like that. Then
yeah, is that what it is? Because it wasn't like it gave a busy signal, because the
Right.
line, you still gotta push the line number to talk on the phone or to get a phone call, but just if the receiver was off, it would send an alarm through the fire alarm system.
Yeah.
Nice. Through the fire alarm.
Yeah.
wow.
So at our fire alarm code box, you would have to clear the code, and it wouldn't go away until you went and found the phone and hung the phone back up on the receiver.
We have
What-
IP phones, right? Phones over the
Mhm.
internet. You could take them off the hook, sit them down, and like a normal phone would beep 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 beep, and then it quit and whatever. And then you get a busy anybody call. You take ours off, lay it down. It never beeps. It'll kind of go off hook or whatever, but it'll ring.
Hmm.
It'll sit there ringing. You're looking over and looking at it like, really? I have it home. I have.
That makes me think of, like when you're taking on the phone and you say, and somebody says bye, and then you holler at them like they can hear you on the other end after they hung up. They're gonna
Yeah.
pick it up. Yeah, wait.
Come back.
I really think we view phones differently, a lot differently today than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And like, I'll watch old shows. And of course, everything on a TV show is like, is this how people actually acted? But when the phone rang, it's like, I'm watching a TV show, somebody's in bed, their phone rings, they answer it.
Yeah.
Who does that today?
Nobody.
Back then, if your phone rang in the middle of the night, you better answer it
Yeah.
because it's an emergency, probably.
Well,
There were no spam calls. There were no like
I answer mine.
yeah. So it's like you tried to answer the people didn't have answer machines too.
No.
So you had to answer the phone if you really wanted to see what it was.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it's just a different world that we're in.
Do you remember that you used to be able to you used to be able to pick your phone up, and you could do something, dial a number and hang it up, and it would ring back.
480.
Yeah, and so if somebody was in the living room and you didn't feel like getting up, you would dial it and ring back, and then wait for them to pick up.
So you could talk to them.
Wow.
Well, my grandmother had party lines. So you talk about the phone ring in the middle of the night. 6 houses in the neighborhood all picked up. Hello?
Weren't you
Like,
supposed to have a special ring for yours? Or
Yeah, well, but they were all nosy neighbors in my grandmother's neighborhood.
like Seinfeld's call waiting.
Oh yeah.
This phone's a piece of crap. Come on. Blockhead says, "Wow, Jabbo, that's a long day." And then she also says, "For some reason, the YouTube app won't let me start a fresh thread." SOML. I don't know what that one is.
Oh.
SOML will have to reply to this again. Anyway, enjoyed listening to the show while I start work on my very first new Hashimi cube for next February in Manchester. Don't think I've ever worked on a mock so far in advance.
Yeah.
Did you do a new Hashima?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, that's pretty. I thought about like, man, I might, especially if you use like pick some kind of weird part, because that's what they like to do. Is the buildings feature some kind of its obscure part that most people wouldn't even want to use as a part in a mock,
like the brick separator monster.
Yeah. It's like things like clock parts, watch parts, scalar parts. Video
parts.
Yeah. Sin Killer Tachikawa. Joey has earned permanent respect points for referencing Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo
Banzai. Just remember, wherever you go, that is where you are.
Lego seems a bit late to the party again. Everyone was 80s nostalgia baiting because of the Stranger Things success. That's the marketing train has died now.
That is a true statement. There, the Stranger Things did really kind of boom up the '80s there. So.
Let's see. Gibson Star Wars collector. We use laser printers all the time and get aftermarket. So cheap.
Yep.
Beats, Breaks, and Bricks. I love my thermal image label printer. Handheld sticky label maker for labeling drawers.
Mm-hmm.
Handheld sticky label maker. Is that like the label maker baby? Is that what he's talking about?
I don't know which one he has, but there's a couple kinds there. I think there's one that has like a roll of sticker paper in it, and it just kind of cuts them off.
Do you remember the one that would be like the punch?
Yeah.
That's what we had in olden days. Hey, the question I have about the thermal printers, which is probably the cheapest method, is like, what if your label gets hot?
Right.
Because I've had stuff sit in the sun in my truck at work, and it starts to discolor.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering.
I wouldn't think the post office would really appreciate.
It shouldn't get hot you would think, but I don't know. In the back of a 18-wheeler going from Georgia to California, it goes through Arizona, or did they fly it out there? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Apparently, it hasn't been a problem though. So
right, yeah.
Every state's different. We have inspection stickers. Do y'all have inspection stickers
for the cars?
Yes.
Indiana does not. No.
So our inspection stickers, you have to get your car inspected every year. Well, a while back they came out with 2-year stickers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a real simple process. Like I think in Texas, you got to get a brake tag. Or we have brake tags too, but what they call them something different in Texas, and they're like $100 and something. Ours is $10. $10 for the year. So they came out with a 2-year one, and the first 2 years probably they had them. It's so hot in Louisiana that once it got like 11, 12 months, the stickers would start curling away from your windshield. And there was a lot of people that were driving around with them just laying on their dashboard because they wouldn't stick to the glass anymore. So it took them about 3 years to redo the formula. So now they stick and they're heat resistant.
So when I worked at Six Flags, they gave you a parking sticker for the employee parking lot, and the full-time people got a triangle sticker because Triangle Man wins. It's because there's different lots that you park in, but some people would not take their stickers off. So you'd see people that have like 8 stickers on their window. They're all on the driver. You had to put them on the driver's side here. So like, all these stickers here. I'm like, what point of your line of sight's going to be starting to
let's see. Also says he has a vacuum sealer. It saves plenty of time. A big win if you're selling parts in Canada. Oversized letter mail, is cheap, but you can only be a 0.8 maximum thickness. You wouldn't believe how many parts I can get into a letter mail order.
Yeah, I think some people have the little slot thing where they can test their thickness, other than, or of course you could measure it, but will it fit through the slot?
Here's another one from Sean Morgan. It says Rollo thermal printer, best thing ever for shipping labels.
Got to be the cheapest. Got
to that's what everybody talks about. It's the cheapest. Pasta Jensen. When I get a Bricklink order, I use the checkbox option in the order or the print with checkboxes if it's a set. If I do not fill all the bricks, I do a recount and search in the packing if I missed out something. It's so far been a 50-50, and 95% of the cases it's solved for my benefit. My experience is that most Bricklink sellers are very service oriented. I never ask for ridiculous discounts or similar, just want what I ordered, or refund the missing parts when not in stock or shipping is too high or minor stuff. Yeah, most of your people who complain or they have never sold anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. One of my regular people that buy from me all the time emailed me today because I had one lot where he was supposed to get 5 things, he only got one. And another lot, he's supposed to get 22, he got 0.
Oh
he,
no.
he sent me this message. He's like, because he sells too apparently, but he was like going through all the things that could go wrong. He said, I've double checked and all this. And I'm like, yeah, I missed it. It was, it was totally, but it's like, he understands.
Right.
And it's like, I felt bad because it's one I picked. And actually, all the times there's mistakes, it's ones I
That's what
picked.
you pick.
but it's like I get those. Usually, when I've missed, it's just like a miscounted or something like that. I don't usually miss an entire lot. Especially, it was 22 pieces, large pieces that it was totally missing. So I felt really bad about that. But these people that buy 200 lots and they come back with a list of like 5 or 6 parts that are missing, some of them small, I'm like, okay,
Right.
it's
Sure.
possible, but did you really check your whole package?
Right.
Yeah, I usually don't even count parts. Like
When
if
you buy,
if I buy and I buy 20 or something,
right.
I don't ever count them.
I count tipper buckets.
The only time I might count it is if I'm building something and I know I need it 20 and I've come up too short, and then it's like, oh well.
I think
guess
most
I'm gonna
people
have
don't check because there's been times I've like given people extra parts.
Yeah. Well, nobody's gonna complain about that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You ever get it?
I've had people say, "Hey, did you mean to send me this extra?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was
I've got a
wearing
note
out my drawer."
I've got a note from a buyer before that says, "I only want what I ordered. No extra parts, please."
Oh my god!
All righty then.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there are 8. How many people on Earth? Like 8 billion or something. How is it there are people like this that exist?
Right. I don't. Hey, we had customers at work. They complained that some of this, we sell stuff on pallets, and one of the machines that we have sometimes messes up, and it's hard for the employees to get. They have to literally get in the machine, which means they have to do things to get with the interlock. So sometimes the pallets will come out with extra sheets on them, and because we do everything as an SAP, if it's supposed to have 54 on it, but it actually has 56 on it, the label will still say 54. And we've had customers complain, hey, we got 2 extra sheets or 2 extra products or whatever. And it's like, okay, lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky you.
John Richardson, thermal printers are the best thing for shipping labels. I guess one of us is going to have to test this out.
We use Zebra thermal printers at work, but it has a thermal printer ribbon against a label. So it's not thermal reactive paper, but it's thermal reactive ribbon. I don't know how cheap it is, but mechanically it's pretty sound because these things just spit labels out all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with a thermal printer, you're never going to be buying ink, right?
No, the ones we have rolls of ribbon in them, though.
So the ribbon ones you would, but the other type of thermal printer, you got to buy the thermal paper.
Right.
Is that what are these other people talking about? The ribbon ones or the
right?
paper?
I don't know. Because
how much is that paper compared to regular paper? That's the question.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine the thermal paper is going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's
and they
not.
Come on long sheets.
Did you ever have the old style fax machine that had the roller ink?
I never owned one. No.
So we had one at work, and it would when it printed, it would like imagine rolling a sheet of copy paper out, the old copy paper like you would get in school, and you write on it, and it would roll. So the only part of the ink that would be used would be where the print was.
Right.
So everything else was wasted, and it would just.
It
was.
Yeah, technology.
Mm-hmm. Chris Cummings, there are still 2 Animal Crossing sets available at my local Meijer stores,
Yep.
though because of the gift with purchase, the birthday party, and I forgot what other one. I'm happy that the people are excited about a new theme other than Star Wars, Marvel, and Ninjago.
Yeah.
I had to step away from anything Star Wars in order to focus on more city builds. I actually prefer having an HO scale train car as a reference if I want to build it out of Lego, despite spending just a small fraction on a used scale train car. Prefer looking at that instead of a picture on the screen all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so we talked about the Animal Crossings. Yeah, so he basically uses his HO train car as a model,
Yeah.
and then he rebuilds
Reference
it out of
model.
and then he rebuilds it out of Lego. Dude Jude, hey Joey Earl and Tipper Truck TV.
Oh, he's
Cool that
back.
you cool that you was on Tipper Wish. Tipper wish you could have stayed longer. Joey, where was Jabbo at? So keep up the good work.
I don't know where he was. He was at work.
Yeah.
I
Lewis
got a
the
picture
Brick
where he might have been.
Lewis the Brickman, recycling your boxes, great idea. Problem is I buy more than I sell. I have a mountain of boxes. So
Yeah.
many I cannot get in the summer house. Great podcast. Looking forward to the 100th episode. Make it special.
Oh.
I wonder if we could get those guys on for the 100th one. When is that going to be?
Which
It's
guy?
2 months.
I don't know. A couple guys.
A couple guys we might know.
Yeah.
We need to talk about what we're gonna do. I don't want to
I
talk
wonder if
about
we could get
here.
those guys maybe from and get Brian
Yeah.
and have a big roundabout with all of them.
Oof. We can. We want to do it live.
Well, if we did it live, we would do it just with us. If we did
But how would we ever edit this video?
Oh, I know.
Oh, wait a minute. Do we?
How would that happen? I don't know. We need to decide what we're gonna do because it's just 4 short episodes away.
Yeah.
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
So, what is the psychology with live versus like this? We pre-record it, but the whole recording process is.
I think the
I
only
guess the difference with live is you have comments.
Yeah. That's the only benefit to live, and then somebody's got to keep up with the comments.
Yeah.
Which never seems to happen.
No, and that's what always seems to me like there's the comments has got one conversation going on, and then the live stream has another.
Yeah.
So,
and if the live stream person is trying to keep up with the comments, then it's like,
they get I've seen it before. Brian, what was his name? He was friends with Kevin Hinkle. Kevin Hinkle did a lot of them, and Bricks O'Brien, yes, Bricks O'Brien. But he was real good at keeping up with the comments, and then he would just kind of read out, "Hey, you got a comment here that said blah blah blah." He understood the job. That his job was not really to stay in the conversation with the guys talking, even though he was, but to keep the comments going. I don't know, but it takes a little bit of skill to do that. Bricks O'Brien's pretty good at that. So.
And the other thing, YouTube, they treat them differently after they're done.
Yes,
that's why I'm kind of scared to do a live stream. Yeah, we might only get 2,000 views.
Yeah,
instead of 2,050.
Yeah, I don't think live's the way to go.
Okay, we've put that in the can. It's over. We've hashed it out a couple times. We're not doing live. What is it? We're not even part of the replay gang now, right? Is that because that's all that is? And I hear several people say, "Well, be part of the replay gang," and I'm like, "Is that just because you watched the live stream later?"
Yeah. See, I find that hard too. I mean, I can watch like Jason and Alex. They can be an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I might not get through it in one setting, but I'll pick it up where I left off, and it might take, I'll watch the whole thing. But if they did a live stream for 45 minutes, I don't know if I would go back and watch the live stream because a lot of the live stream is reacting to comments live. You know.
It is odd, isn't it? The psychology
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe we're too old.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
J.W. Bowl. I took my kids to their first Brick World when they were 4, which was admittedly too young because they only enjoyed it for about 45 minutes.
Yep.
At the time, they had just discovered my old Star Wars sets and the Lego movie, so I was trying to keep up the momentum going. Yep. But it must have worked because we're going to Brick World Indy tomorrow, and the kids, they're twins, are going to become T-Falls with their birthday next month, where the T stands for teen for them and terrifying to me.
I was wondering why he was describing the.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what? This is what the T means. It's when your hair goes gray. I don't know what T has to do with gray, but that's when my hair turned gray when I had teenagers.
If you thought you didn't have money,
wait
till they become teenagers, and they get basically when they become teenagers, the school fees and the after-school activities and the.
So
and then they turn 16 and they want to drive, and then
my goodness, and then you worry about them when they're not even there.
Yeah, and it's just like, whew.
So like when a baby's born, you could have those long sleepless nights, go to work tired if you're working, if your wife stays at home, they're like 24/7 taking care of a baby. That's easy compared to teenage years.
Yeah, when they're up and out and doing on their own, you got a lot of worry.
I'm trying to figure out when to stop we're in. My kids are in Canada right now. They're having a blast, but I was like, I'm still worried.
Yep.
On bricks, you need someone who can be a stand-in for Jabbo every 10 weeks. I guess he means whenever you're on call. I have purposely waited with Junior and 8 before we visit Legoland. Oh, Junior is 8 before we visit Legoland and the Lego house in the summer. Oh, wow. Maybe he can get that set. Well, the boys trip, and I think we both will get better now if we went 2 to 3 years ago. Not excited about this year's Lego house set, but will be enough to buy one if we have space. But in any case, 3 sets of the 23 model, which is 40504. That's the Pirate, right?
I think
will
so,
be bought.
Yep.
So, that brings up a good point. So when the 24 set comes out, you would think that the 23 set would be discontinued.
No, they still have the first one available.
Really?
The only one that's not that wasn't at the store when somebody recently went was the molding machine, which is like the third one, I think, second or third one.
Did you get that one, or did you piece that one together?
I have all of them now.
Do you have all of them?
Yeah.
Where's the tree falling at? Because I have the tree.
That's okay. The tree is very early, but it's before the duck, right?
Right. I think so.
So it's not technically a Lego house set.
Oh.
It is a Lego house set, but it's not like those with the duck. They started numbering them, right?
I think that's
On
the
tree house, I don't think is numbered.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and that one was a gift. Somebody gave me that one. The tree.
Yes.
Trying to think. There's the Dagme home.
Yeah.
Is
Dagme
one
home. Yeah.
I haven't built that one yet. I built the molding machines and dropped it.
Oh.
It fell apart, so I haven't. I put it back in the box. I got to take it apart and build it again.
Did
I got the ducks on the shelf.
Together? No, you parted one of the Lego gifts together. That was
one of the inside tour. I've parted together inside tour stuff, and I just can't like the recent years, like the last several years. It's impossible. Nobody's posting the instructions. I think people that got to where they don't want to show people the instructions.
Yeah, and it's also as Lego pressuring them to not. Hey, this is exclusive.
I'm not
Don't.
pressuring them not to sell them because people are still
Well, they
selling
still-
for like $10,000 or whatever.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't know what they tell them.
Well, you need the $10,000 from the set just to make up for the cost.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, is it worth it? No, I have determined, even though like I would have loved to have that fire truck,
Right.
but is it worth me to pay $6,000 to $10,000 to take me and my wife there, and then it may not be a set I even like? Because some of them I've not wanted.
Well, I was going to say, you don't know what the factory set's
Yeah,
gonna
you don't
be.
know what the factory set's going to be, and it could be like, oh.
Well, hopefully you're not taking the factory tour just to get the set, but
No, that's true.
Yeah. And see, my take on the factory set, it's the same as the airport set. To me, it's kind of a badge of honor. I'm not going to buy the airport. You can get the airport set, but to say, hey, I got, and I guess now you can't. I guess it's sold out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you all that. So Jason just said that they were
$90,
but they're no more, right?
Somebody said they're sold out now.
So is it?
They'll probably come up with a new one because this is the
say.
second. This is the second, at least the second airport set.
Okay.
I think you're right.
So there'll probably be another one coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine flying in between. That one's gone.
Oh, I'd be mad.
Oh,
I would be mad. Yeah. Because I don't think flying out of Boulogne, well, whatever that is, I don't think that's exactly convenient, especially if you're coming back to the United States.
Yeah. So Pasta Jensen at the 55-minute and 11-second mark, he says, well, the podcast is called AFoOL after all. I just skimmed through without listening. That's when I think I turned my head and pulled my headphones out. I don't remember what we were doing, but
I don't either.
at some point. So I think you were on your own for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I had to regroup and get my headphones back.
It was like 5 seconds. It seemed like an eternity to Joey.
JW Bowl, the cool base plate set I'd like to see remade is the 6082 Fire Breathing Fortress Castle set. I like castles and my daughter loves dragons, and I think we'd have a great time building a set like that. Well, JW Bowl, you can get a somewhat castle-looking set with a dragon and the Dungeons and Dragons set.
Yeah.
And then you can go and wait till next year in February, and you can pre-order these two Bricklink designer castle sets, and you will have spent a lot of money, and you can have a ball.
Yeah.
So the Fire Breathing Fortress, that's the same style base plate as the ones we were looking at before.
Yeah.
With different colors.
Yep.
Let's see. Beats, breaks, and bricks. After the Aussie, you guys got talking of the gift with purchase going to Australia. I'm confusing you. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, but migrated from Australia. No idea how the gift with purchase market is down there.
Oops.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time you got bad information from the AFoOLs.
Remember, it's not a lie if you believe it's true.
That's right. Aaron Grow on the reusing materials. Yes, please do it. I have it in my shop terms. I will try reusing packing materials. I will make sure the items are packed neatly and safely for their journey. I would like to make my small business cards and put the recycling through thought suggestions on there too. David Elder. On the Bricklink labels for your store inventory discussion, you should always start with 0. We forgot to mention this. This is a good point. You should always start with 0 at the beginning of your stocking numbers. Example 000001 0010. So basically, he's saying he uses an 8-digit label gun.
It's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, I actually thought about this the other day because I start mine with 0001. So I'm covered through 9,999. When if I ever get to 10,000, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go like A 10,000, A 10,001. So then either all the 10,000 will be first, or they'll be stay in order.
Yeah,
Will the letter come? Will the letter come?
Alphabetical. How does alphabetical work? It's the first letter. It's the leading. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying, when I get to 10,000, if I
If
put
you
the
put
A, if I put
A will come after the numerical ones.
right,
that
so
have
it'll
no-
keep it'll keep it going right.
Yeah.
Because when I first
you could get, instead of doing 10, well, you could do 10,000, but you could do A1.
same difference.
Yeah.
Because when I first started doing that, I was on like drawer 400 or 500, and I went back through each drawer number and I redid them all.
Yeah.
But you
in the
don't.
remarks.
You come about on Bricklink.
Right,
Yeah.
right in my remarks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't have to number them like that, but yeah, that's a good point.
10,000 would cover most people.
Yeah, I know. I'm up to. I'm getting close to 4,000. I think.
I'm
Which is a lot.
I'm right there at that. I'm 35 or 36.
Which is a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot. Sin Killer Tachikawa. Best thing you can do if you only print black and white, get yourself one of the clunky old white Hewlett Packard printers. They were in every school and office, so they are common. No DRM. Drivers are built in on every computer since at least XP, and China sells compatible toner for cheap.
So I had we used to have this older computer system I maintained at one of the sites I go to, and they had HP printers, but because their computers were so old, the printer driver that worked for their printer was not the printer driver for their printer. It was another printer driver. It was very confusing. So I'd get these trouble. Oh, we can't print. And it's where something happened. They restarted it, and it went to the printer driver, and they selected the one for the printer that they have, but you got to use this other printer driver. And it's like every time I knew, I was like, you selected the wrong thing.
Printer driver. Yep.
Yeah.
Sean Morgan, you guys need a thermal printer. Zero ink. Labels are cheap as paper in bulk. I got an itchy feeling that Joey's going to be the one to test out this for us.
I'm probably not. I have thermal printers at work, so I am very happy with what I have.
My laser printer seems like it lasts a long time.
Yeah, mine. Like I said last week, mine has lasted a long time. But what I found with this new one that I just told you I had to buy is that the ink is actually wet. So when it comes off the printer,
you can smudge
if I go grab it right away,
Yeah.
I have to give it a second or wave it.
Yep.
But it's Pasta Jensen, another great episode about candy and some other stuff. Yes, we found out today that I like sweet tarts and Joey likes M&Ms.
And I can't eat candy.
And that's what I was about to say. And Jabbo can't eat candy.
But sweet tarts are near and dear to my heart. And we did have this discussion previously, but I actually, back in the day before internet, I wrote a letter to whatever the company is now that makes sweet tarts. But when they got rid of the green ones, they changed the green ones from lime to apple.
Yeah,
I was so upset.
They changed the red ones too, but nobody had noticed.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed.
No, I never liked the red ones or the orange. Red and orange. I could if I opened a pack and it was all green, yellow, and blue, purple. I was like,
they don't put. The only way you can get yellow now is at Easter.
So what happened to lemon flavored stuff? Lemon heads.
You can still get lemon heads.
The Jolly Rancher lemon flavor. Where did all this stuff go?
Yeah, I don't know where.
And I've learned that if I like a candy, it's going to disappear. So, cinnamon,
I'm telling you, my favorite sweet tarts used to be the giant ones. Not the chewy ones. They weren't chewy. They were giant. Now all you can find is chewy.
The chewy ones.
They don't make the giant ones anymore. And they only had red and purple. And then they came out with the 3-packs or the 4-packs. They had lemon in that
I would
pack.
always say the lemon and the grape. Those were
Yep.
my two favorite.
And then they came out with chewy. Sorry, Joe.
Man, it's just
We-
so. What happened to atomic fireballs?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, those were what lemon heads. You
Yeah.
can still buy lemon heads. They're just hard to find.
Yeah. I used to do the thing where I would buy either lemon heads or lemon Jolly Ranchers and get something cinnamon like either
Hot
Red
tamale.
Hots or hot
Red-
tamales and just mix them together like even at the same time.
Woof.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Woof.
I got to draw the
That's why I
line
have
somewhere.
braces, kids.
I got to draw the line somewhere.
You're one of those guys that went into the soda fountain and Sprite, Coke, Diet Coke, all of them, didn't you?
No. I didn't mix
My
soft
grand,
drink.
we went the other day, and my grandbaby, she goes to make her drink, and she puts fruit punch, Sprite, and root beer.
Woof.
And I looked at her like, "Are you?" So she drank it, and she had about this much left. I said, "You want a refill?" She said, "Yeah, but don't put no more red, just Sprite and root beer." Okay.
Yeah, kids think they want to do something, and they're like, "Oh, that wasn't such a good
That
idea."
wasn't smart.
Let's see. Where was that? Beans Bricks, another good episode, even without Jabbo. Have you heard
Especially
rumors
without
about a
Jabbo.
Dungeons and Dragons set coming soon? And it's looking like Lego is gearing up on the castle theme again. Well, gearing up on the castle theme, I don't know about that. We just talked about the Bricklink designer program.
Yep.
We have seen the Dungeons and Dragons set by now because we are so current. We are a week behind.
Latest news.
But
Latest
the CMF Dungeons and Dragons, the only reason we're going to be getting those is because we are not. But Joey's got to get them to keep his wall going.
I will have to get him to keep the wall going. Yeah, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, so
Yeah, I don't understand. That one's kind of out from left field. I don't.
well, it's Lego Ideas set in it.
I know. Well,
I
the
think the big
CMF,
castle
though,
is. Yeah.
I mean, the set I don't have a problem with. Take it or leave it. But the CMF line is like.
Well, but isn't that what they play with? Is little characters. So wouldn't it a line of CMFs? Wouldn't that be?
I guess.
I don't know. I don't play, so.
Sean Morgan, the best tip: never pay for boxes. Reuse all packing materials. Don't buy that either. That is very true. Sin Killer Tachikawa, the Nintendo fans have been begging for minifigure scale for a long time.
Not going to happen.
Animal Crossing itself is already nostalgic. Then COVID made the latest game a massive sales success, leading to many new fans. Considering both of these factors, I'm not surprised that the sets are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good because Animal Crossing came out on the Wii. Long time ago.
Yeah.
I say a long time ago. The Wii was what? Maybe
Is
15 years ago.
Can it be nostalgic if you've never missed it? If it's never gone away?
Well, I think what he's saying is that
It came out a couple of years ago. Oh,
well, I think what he's saying is like it's kind of like for kids who played it on the Wii
Maybe,
10 years
I guess.
ago. They're
I
in
thought
there.
the Wii was for grandmas.
No,
Just sorry.
can't tell you how many hours I played Mario Kart on the Wii.
Well, that was a Big Bang Theory thing, right? Because Sheldon was trying to do a survey of Xbox or PlayStation, and Howard's wife goes, "The Wii." He goes, "Thanks, Grandma." it was a funny line, but
Mayo, listening while doing homework for environmental politics class. Ooh. AT&T does not apologize for interrupting the AFoOL podcast, but they do apologize for any inconvenience in your area. Isn't interrupting the AFoOL podcast technically an inconvenience in this area? I booked my registration for Chicago before listening to this episode. Well, there you go, Joey.
Yep, perfect.
So I will just say that if anything, I'm proof that somebody from AT&T actually does leave and try to fix stuff.
There you go.
If you're having a problem with your service.
Contrabrick says, Jabbo, phone call. Hello, boss. He can hear us. Maybe not.
So, with a comment before, or several comments ago, I did realize. I guess it's only every 10 weeks because I'm on call every 5 weeks. So there's that odd week in there, and we record on an even week basis.
Oh,
So it shouldn't happen.
That's
every
an
3 months.
algebra. That's an algebra problem right there.
wow.
So, so how'd we do, Jason?
Ooh, 2 hours and 15 minutes. This
Wow.
may be the longest.
Wow,
But it's definitely the best.
You know,
Absolutely.
we missed a comment from there was no comment from Fiverr Tangel or from Mindy this week. We must be losing our.
We're losing our core audience. She was really excited, apparently, that you got bad shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, all right. Well, I am very tired.
Yeah, let's go.
But I've had a lot of fun, and I think we covered some good topics. And we're going to be back again in a couple of weeks with another one of these. But before we get to, there's one thing I wanted to say, and I know I'm doing the outro, but I was watching Ralph's Bricks, and he said he was watching one of my videos, and every time I said the word subscribe, that his subscribe button lit up on his computer.
Really?
Is it happening now? Y'all check below. Check it. Are you subscribing to Joey's channel? If not, subscribe.
Wow.
And if you like the video, give it, like it. And if you didn't, what was what we were talking about before? I forgot.
At what point?
I cannot do these outros. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am tired. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go home now. So we'll see you guys.
See you guys later.
See ya.